Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I've got quite a few single items that I've bought from different brands recently and been trying out, and rather than do a sort of general unconnected, well, a haul of unconnected products, I thought I'd try and make some very short videos, ha ha ha, as if mine are ever short, just featuring each individual product and what I'm thinking about them. So today's, and I'm sorry about the light, it is actually quite sunny for late November here. And if I put my overhead light on, it causes a shadow. So we're just going to have to do the best we can. This is the Viseart, or Viseart, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, professional makeup palette. Now, I actually saw these advertised on the Sephora website probably about a month ago, and I'd seen the odd mention in an article, and I really like the look of them. When I tried to buy from Sephora, frustratingly, as with quite a few of their products, although they do now ship to the UK, there are a lot of products that for no reason at all you can't ship to the UK. I mean, I know what the reason is for nail polishes, for example, but others it's just inexplicable. Anyway, this was one of them. And I managed to locate the palette at a less well-known website that I've forgotten. I'll try and put the link below if I find it, which has basically professional makeup items. And I've also bought and been experimenting with, I think it's RMCA foundations, and I'll talk about them in another video. But back to this palette. They do a number of different palettes, and the most popular one that I've read about seems to be their matte palette. I'm not actually the hugest fan of matte eyeshadows. I mean, you do have to have one or two, but I actually quite like shimmery shadows, even though you're not supposed to when you get older, etc., etc. So I was very attracted to this one, which is the Paris Nude 06. They're a French make, by the way. And it's a very basically packaged palette in, very normal plastic. And I think this cost, I'm going to say £56. It might have been 52, so it wasn't cheap, but obviously you're getting 12 colours here. And when I first got the palette, I was extremely excited because the colours are very, very pigmented. They feel very, very buttery soft. There's a beautiful aubergine grey taupe, a nice mid-toned brown, a much warmer rosy gold, shimmery champagne white, sort of gold camel. That's really pretty actually. And you can see they come off pretty pigmented from the fingers. What else can I show you? This gorgeous, again, slightly rosy gold, very vibrant. Very nice dark brown there. Deep dark, great for a smoky eye. And I get my arm round. There you go. Seeing the swatches there. Dirty hands now, but I'll see what I can do with these last two. They're a nice kind of camel. And then this is another favourite of mine. Quite, compared with the others, almost dull gold, but looks really good on the eye. So the colour payoff, really good. The texture feels fantastic. They're reasonably easy to work with. There is a bit of fallout. And what I would say is, though they're by no means bad, they do not wear as well on my eye, either with a primer, which I have tried. I don't generally use eye primer, but because when I first used them over, I think I used over a Tom Ford cream, which is how I often apply shadows, I was surprised to see they creased, not badly, but noticeably by the end of the working day. So I was a little disappointed, given these are professional eyeshadows said to be. I would have said that although their texture feels nicer than MAC, their workability and their durability on the eyelid is very, very similar to me to MAC. And that's not a bad thing. I do like MAC eyeshadows, but I think they're very good value for the price. You get fantastic choices of textures and shades, and they're easy to work with. All the rest of it, da-da-da-da-da-da. But obviously these work out a bit cheaper than MAC because you wouldn't get that much product for the same price. I was kind of expecting, given how much they raved about and that these were professional, that they would be slightly better. You know, I will say that the Tom Ford shadows, which are not professional shadows, they are of course expensive. They do actually last better on the eyelids, or that's what I personally have found. But I really, really do like this palette. As I say, it's not a palette with tremendous variety if you like matte shadows. And I know a lot of people will complain that these are all kind of satin or shimmers. They're not glittery, but they're very shimmery. And a lot of people might prefer to have, say, you know, one row of mattes and, you know, another row of shimmers to work with. But I like shimmers, and if you do, I think you will like this palette. You can kind of see there, can't you, what's going to give the fallout, because they're quite powdery. They blend nicely, but you are going to get a bit of fallout with it. So, if you're in America, you can get these palettes on Sephora. They might be sold out at the moment, but I guess I'll get them again. And there are various specialist sites. And as I say, they have a smoky eye palette. They have the matte palette, which is the one you read a lot about. And this one is the Paris palette. I'm sure they have others, and they do lipstick palettes as well. Definitely worth checking out if you're prepared to pay a little bit more for a decent sized palette. At 50 odd pounds, this is a good buy, I think. Not glamorous packaging, but lots of colour options and potential. So yeah, that's a thumbs up from me. Bye for now.